Sharon fruit is one of the most successful examples of agricultural refinement, global branding, and taste engineering within the fruit industry. Although many people identify it simply as a sweet persimmon, Sharon fruit is much more than that. It represents a deliberate effort to modify an ancient fruit so that it becomes more universally appealing, seedless, non-astringent, shelf-stable, and consistently sweet. The story of Sharon fruit is a fascinating blend of botany, horticulture, agricultural innovation, commercial strategy, cultural adaptation, and culinary evolution. Sharon fruit belongs scientifically to Diospyros kaki, the Asian persimmon species native to China and Japan. For thousands of years, persimmons held a central place in East Asian seasonal culture. In Japan, persimmons were dried, shaped into decorative clusters, hung under houses during winter, and used as ceremonial gifts. In China, the fruit had medicinal reputation. It was believed to cool the body, improve circulation, and serve as a remedy for seasonal digestive fluctuation. Yet the original persimmons were notorious for high astringent due to soluble tannins. Biting into an unripe persimmon creates an unmistakable dryness inside the mouth, a sensation caused by tannic compounds binding to proteins inside human saliva. This is the fundamental problem that Sharon fruit solved. During the mid-20th century, agricultural researchers and fruit processors in Israel experimented with imported Japanese varieties. The Sharon Plain region, located between the Mediterranean coastline and central inland areas, offered fertile soil, balanced mineral content, mild winters, and warm summers that corresponded well with persimmon physiology. Israeli agricultural scientists were particularly interested in making persimmons more commercially viable. Traditional Japanese persimmons required ripening until soft, almost pudding-like texture, before they became edible. This was risky for global distribution because soft fruits damage easily, spoil faster, and are difficult to package. Sharon fruit introduced innovation through two components: seed reduction and tannin neutralization. While the seedlessness comes from specific cultivars, the elimination of astringent required post-harvest gas exposure technology. Persimmons contain tannins in soluble form when unripe. When fruit is exposed to controlled high-concentration carbon dioxide environments, internal enzyme reactions transform soluble tannins into insoluble complexes. The insoluble forms no longer bind with saliva proteins, so bitterness disappears. This process mimics natural ripening but accelerates it and eliminates unpredictability. The genius of Sharon fruit technology lies in neutralizing tannins without altering firmness. This allows fruit to be consumed when still crisp, similar to apples or firm nectarines. Another advantage is transport lifespan. Traditional persimmons soften quickly, often within a few days after ripening, losing structural strength. Sharon fruit, after treatment, maintains form and firmness across international shipments. This opened markets across Europe and North America. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, Sharon fruit was placed into major supermarket chains. Branding was precise. Instead of marketing fruit generically as persimmon, Israel marketed it with a name associated with origin, Sharon, from Sharon Plain. This followed the strategy of apples like Pink Lady, Fuji, and Jazz, grapes like Sultana, citrus like Clementine. A fruit with a proper name becomes memorable, visually marketable, and easier to differentiate. The flavor profile of Sharon fruit is delicate and balanced. When firm, the texture resembles crispy melon, with subtle floral sweetness, mild vanilla-like undertones, and faint hints of honey. When fully softened, the fruit becomes jelly-like inside, almost mousse-like, with sugary density that can be eaten with a spoon. Some food authors compare ripe softened Sharon fruit to apricot jam fused with honey mango puree. The fruit's internal structure contains tightly packed seedless chambers, which makes it convenient for direct consumption, no peeling required. The peel is edible, thin, smooth, slightly waxy to protect natural moisture. When dried, the peel develops concentrated sweetness and amber coloration. In culinary spaces, Sharon fruit is remarkably flexible. European chefs introduced it into autumn-winter salads, pairing it with bitter greens such as rocket or endive. In desserts, Sharon fruit puree forms natural gel-like structure due to pectin presence. This enables chefs to produce fruit tarts without heavy gelatin additives. In beverages, Sharon fruit is blended into smoothies, kefir mixes, fermented botanicals, and ice cream bases. When diced and frozen, cubes maintain flavor and soften quickly upon thawing, making them useful in cocktail garnishes. Some producers dry Sharon fruit similarly to Japanese dried persimmons, known as hoshigaki, resulting in a chewy, sugar-crystallized outer surface. Nutritionally, Sharon fruit carries remarkably high levels of carotenoids, beta-cryptocanthin, vitamin C, potassium, and copper. Carotenoids contribute to visual health and antioxidant regulation. The fruit also contains moderate fiber, particularly soluble fiber, which improves digestion and slows glucose absorption. Sharon fruit is often recommended as a natural dessert alternative, especially for those seeking sweet flavor without acidic irritation. One of the least known aspects of Sharon fruit is how its cultivation influenced global persimmon agriculture. As Israel developed commercial post-harvest treatment systems, other countries began adopting similar methods. Turkey, Spain, Azerbaijan, and Italy later expanded persimmon orchards using related cultivars. What started as Israeli branding became an agricultural template for the modern persimmon market. Another interesting detail is that Sharon fruit sometimes functions as a category name instead of a strict cultivar term. Today, supermarkets occasionally label any firm, seedless, non-astringent persimmon as Sharon fruit, even if grown outside Israel. This shows the brand became genericized, similar to Kleenex for tissues or Scotch tape for adhesive film. From a biological standpoint, Sharon fruit demonstrates how humans can manipulate sensory choice in fruit consumption. Astringency is a natural plant defense mechanism. Wild persimmons evolved bitterness to discourage premature animal feeding. By neutralizing tannins artificially, humans bypass natural ripening cycles and reshape evolutionary purpose. Sharon fruit thus symbolizes an intersection of natural biology with controlled environment engineering. In broader cultural sense, Sharon fruit democratized persimmons for consumers unfamiliar with traditional eating patterns. People who would not wait for soft ripeness suddenly had access to a sweet, easy-to-eat fruit. Supermarkets positioned Sharon fruit specifically during winter seasons, creating perception of modern seasonal luxury. Marketing campaigns emphasized cleanliness, seedless, easy to wash, suitable for children, minimal preparation. These qualities reshaped consumer psychology around the fruit. As the global wellness industry rises, Sharon fruit gained further audience. Its orange pigmentation signals carotenoid richness, health influences often recommended in smoothies, breakfast bowls, and vegan desserts. Wrapped in breathable trays, Sharon fruit holds shape longer than most stone fruits. Ultimately, Sharon fruit is not simply an agricultural success, it is a proof of concept. An ancient fruit was redesigned according to modern eating expectations: consistent taste, low risk, easy distribution. This transformation turned a culturally regional fruit into a globally recognizable phenomenon. Behind its simplicity lies post-harvest engineering, genetic selection, atmospheric treatment, branding science, and culinary adaptation. Modern fruit markets rarely produce legends, but Sharon fruit is undeniably one.